Stocks are surging, gold and silver are climbing, even oil is up, but crypto is lagging behind. So what's holding it back? And is this the end for crypto or the buying opportunity of a lifetime? Plus, a possible government shutdown is looming. What happens if DC goes dark again? We'll show you how past shutdowns have impacted the market and what this could mean for crypto this time around. Then, a major vote this week could shift the entire crypto landscape. We break down what's being decided and how each outcome could potentially play out. And finally, the shocking data you won't want to miss. It's buried, it's overlooked, and no one's talking about it. But once you see it, your view of where crypto's heading might be completely changed. All of this and more on Around the Block, the crypto news show that keeps you up to date so you can have an edge in the market. And real quick, I just want to say this is not financial advice, it's for education purposes only. All right, let's dive in. Gold, silver, and stocks are all rallying, yet crypto is lagging so far behind that people are questioning, is crypto the real deal, or was it just a flash in the pan and this is the end? Day after day, you see gold putting in an all-time high. This is the debasement trade that crypto was designed to be. You see, as they print more money and more dollars go into circulation, it devalues the dollar. So people are fleeing to these hard, scarce assets like gold and silver. And although gold is having an epic run, silver is on another level. We're seeing silver up over 50% in 2026 alone. And in places like Shanghai, it's actually trading at a significant premium. And in our last video, we broke down the few times in history that silver has had this run. What happens at the end is always a monumental collapse. Will that happen again? Only time will tell. Now on to the government shutdown. We see the odds absolutely spiking that we do in fact get a government shutdown this week. Polymarket has it at a 77% chance that in the next 5 days we do see a government shutdown. Now the last time the government shut down, gold and silver went absolutely parabolic, and they've continued that run even when the government reopened. The reason this is difficult for markets to digest is because we don't get some of the key economic data we need. We don't get the CPI data, we don't get the jobs data. That essentially means the markets go blind, and when that happens, people are uncertain. Uncertainty leads to people fleeing to assets they believe are scarce and valuable, like gold and silver. To me, it's just a matter of time until the masses actually understand that Bitcoin has those same properties of gold and silver, but is actually much better at all of the things that gold and silver are attempting to do. As of late, crypto hates uncertainty, and you can see this uncertainty has made people sell what they believe are risk assets. Now, I'll be the first to say that I believe that almost all of crypto is speculative, everything besides Bitcoin. Bitcoin's on another playing field, and I believe it is the best asset on planet Earth long term. On a short time horizon, anything can happen. But on a long time horizon, it has proven to be one of the best stores of value in existence. And if you're enjoying this content and you feel like you're a financial innovator and disruptor and you want to go to the next level, then I recommend checking out the Blockchain Boardroom Alpha Hub. We provide up-to-date news, advanced training, and even trade alerts so that you can stay ahead of this market. If you're interested, just scroll down and click on the link in the description of this video and you can sign up instantly. All right, let's get back to the video. Now, one of the things that could be the saving grace for crypto is the crypto structure bill, which was set to be voted on again after it was previously delayed tomorrow. However, with the blizzard taking out much of the Northeast, they have decided to postpone this just a couple days until Thursday. Now, from what I've read, this is not the be-all to end-all. This will not be the final piece of the puzzle, but would be a massive step in the right direction. And to really get a full picture of what this could mean to the crypto industry, let's listen to David Sachs and what he has to say about it.
A good compromise is everyone leaves a little bit unhappy, right? But I think what's going to happen is that after market structure passes, the banks are going to get fully into the crypto industry. So we're not going to have a separate banking industry and crypto industry. It's going to be one digital assets industry. And I think
will they be regulated
their opinions are going to evolve over time. And I bet you, over time, the banks like the idea of paying yield because they're going to be in the stablecoin business.
But will they also be regulated the same way? And I guess that's a big, I mean, the banks will say, hey, if they get to do all the same things we do, how come they don't get regulated the same way?
Well, I guess because they're offering slightly different products, right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, everyone offering the same product should be regulated in the same way, and we want to get to that harmonization.
Now, what's so interesting here is how David explains there is going to be no separation here of church and state. Essentially, banks will be crypto companies, and crypto companies will be banks. Now, it's not going to be that black and white, in my opinion, but having the banks in the crypto business is massively bullish. Banks are in the business of making money. And one of the biggest ways they make money is by lending money and earning interest. So I think one thing that will likely happen is banks will allow you to custody your crypto, at least specifically Bitcoin, at their bank. That is an asset on their balance sheet that they can lend against, which will in turn help them make more money. So while on one hand, banks are not excited about this because of the yield that stablecoins offer compared to a traditional bank account, they are very likely excited that they can offer more and more products that are creative and make them money. It will be very interesting to see the final markup of this bill and what compromises were made by both sides. Now let's dive into some shocking data that shows Bitcoin's price performance in relation to gold and the timeline. Historically, gold runs first, then Bitcoin second. So in 2017, gold rallied 30%, then Bitcoin followed at a 1900% gain. In 2021, first gold rallied 40%, then Bitcoin followed at a 600% gain. Now, this chart does a great job of illustrating how Bitcoin enters a 14-month bear market against gold, at least historically. And right now, we are at the exact spot where the money begins to rotate into Bitcoin, which will send Bitcoin to all-time highs. And if we look at the fair value of Bitcoin versus gold, one of the ways we can do that is looking at the relative strength index. Gold's move is parabolic, and parabolas never sustain. They must come down at least to some degree. Doesn't mean they'll have to crash completely, but they likely will need to come down off of this ridiculous run. And you can see Bitcoin is oversold, approaching a very oversold level, which has only happened a couple times throughout history. So the question really is, will Bitcoin repeat history? Is this a generational buying opportunity, or has Bitcoin's time been great but brief, and we are moving to a new paradigm of gold and silver? I personally believe it's just a matter of time. If you think about digital versus analog, digital is always more valuable. When people use it as an excuse and say, but it's only digital, I can't touch it. Think about it just for a second. Historically, what's more valuable, the digital or physical version of two things? Newspaper, it is a physical distribution of media, versus the internet, a digital distribution of media. Blockbuster, physical distribution of videos. Netflix, digital distribution of videos. You can see historically, the digital version has more advantage because it has a network effect and can reach more people more quickly. But if you look at it on a very isolated timeline, for example, in Netflix early days, Blockbuster was massively, massively bigger. Same thing with the newspaper. The internet was very small. Newspaper business was very big. It took time for the masses to understand and catch up to the digital version and its superiority. So me personally, I am a believer that at some point, the money will start to rotate into Bitcoin. It's just a matter of when. I'm going to buy at these zones and continue to buy any dip. I think it's just a matter of time until we see those all-time highs. Now, could we be in a bear market for the next 12 to 14 months like we historically have been? Absolutely. But for me, the risk reward is there. I want to buy at these levels. If it goes lower, I will buy more. Now, I'm curious, what do you think? Leave your opinions in the comments. Is Bitcoin dead and it's over? Or is this a generational buying opportunity? And if you've enjoyed this information, don't forget to check out the Blockchain Boardroom Alpha Hub, where you can get up-to-date information, advanced training, and even trade alerts inside of our hub. Just scroll down the description of this video and sign up now. And even if you don't sign up, make sure to like and subscribe, because I'll be dropping more information like this on a regular basis so you can stay ahead of the market.